How's everybody doing today? I certainly hope you're doing well. You know, I had reservations about doing this video earlier today, but the more I thought about it, the more it bothered me. You know what I mean? But I'm going to tell you about an incident that occurred today at 3:30 p.m. in Littleton, Colorado. Last night I received a telephone call for a new client to help them with the situation at their home. I got the address, I looked it up on, Google Maps, the whole 9 yards. So as I'm traveling there, I turn off the main street there and I turn into this neighborhood. And again, it's a pretty prestigious part of town. These homes are like $1 million homes, you know what I mean? So I don't know where I'm at. I've never been in this neighborhood before. I'm looking at my paperwork and I'm looking at, the addresses. I'm going pretty damn slow, probably 15 miles per hour. And I'm in this neighborhood for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And all of a sudden I hear, whoop! I look in my mirrors and I'm being pulled over by the police. I'm thinking, wait a minute. There's no way I was speeding. Because I'm looking for an address. Right? So I pull over, immediately pull over. I'm looking in my mirrors. I'm thinking, man, what is going on? Because when you get pulled over, the first thing you start to think of, what did I do wrong? Was I speeding? Did I go through the red light, stop sign, whatever? None of that, So I roll down my window all the way. It's pretty warm today. And the police officer, Littleton police officer, comes over and I say to him, is there a problem? He goes, well, we got a call that there was a suspicious vehicle in the area that matched your description. Can I get your driver's license, proof of insurance, and your registration? I'm like, sure. So I gave my driver's license, my proof of insurance, and my registration to him. And he said, stay put. Now, I did want to mention that the Littleton police officer was extremely polite. I mean, he was so polite, it was unnerving. You know what I mean? So he goes back to his car, and I'm looking in my mirrors and noticing he's probably on his onboard computer, his vehicle computer. Typing in my name, registration, all that stuff. And I'm waiting and waiting. Man, I tell you what, 20 minutes must have passed by. I'm thinking, man, what is going on? Get on with it. Give me a ticket. Let me be on my way. I don't want to be late. You know what I mean? So the police officer gets out of his vehicle. He comes back over. He hands me my driver's license, my proof of insurance, and my registration back to me. And he says, you know what? We're just checking you for warrants. It's an informality. And within no time, you should be on your way. So stay put. And he was really polite about it. I mean, extremely polite. So he goes back to his vehicle, and I'm sitting there and I'm waiting, and I'm thinking, man, what is taking so long? Are the computers down? Is it human error? What's the big deal? So I'm just guessing because, like a lot of us, we don't have watches anymore. The vehicle was turned off, the whole 9 yards, right? So I'm just guessing. I'm guessing it was probably another 15 minutes. And I happen to look into my side mirror and I notice these 2 black SUVs rolling up behind the police officer's car. And I'm thinking, man, what is going on? This is crazy. So, 2 plainclothes individuals, men, get out of one SUV, and then just one individual gets out of the other SUV. They go over to the police car. I'm watching them in the side mirror now. I'm thinking, man, what is happening? The police officer gets out of his vehicle. They have a little chatty-do or something. And then the police officer comes back over to my vehicle. And again, man, I'm telling you what, this Littleton police officer, he is so polite, super polite. He goes, sir, I'm going to ask you to vacate your vehicle, but make sure I can see your hands. Well, He opens the door, and I get out of the vehicle. And the first thing he asks me, he goes, I need to put your hands out. Do you have any weapons on you? Do you have any metal protectors, knives, anything? I said, yes, I have a knife in the right pocket. It's within regulation. I just got my keys, my wallet, and that's about it. So he pats me down, you know, down to the ankles, the whole 9 yards. He takes a knife out of my pocket. I don't even know where he put it. Put it in his top pocket. Who knows what? I didn't see because I'm like this, you know. And after he pats me down, he goes, follow me. So I follow him over to these plainclothes individuals. And they identify themselves as, well, put it this way, I'm not going to say their names because apparently if you say somebody's name on the interwebs anymore, people flag down your videos. Ask We or Change. They'll tell you all about it. Anyway, Orlando. So, let's just say dark-haired Agent Na-Na-Na and lighter-haired Agent Ba-Ba-Ba. Okay? That's how we'll identify him. And the first thing out of my mouth was, am I under arrest? They said, oh no, we just want to talk to you. Thinking, okay. So Agent Na-Na-Na kind of like puts his hand on the back of my back a little bit. He's trying to guide me towards the SUV. Now the other agent, in other words, the guy that's just by himself, he's standing in front of the other SUV on the phone. So they bring me to the first SUV. He opens the door. I get in the passenger's seat, in the back seat. The other agent gets in the front passenger seat, and he's doing one of these, you know what I mean? And then the other agent gets on the other side, and he's sitting right next to me. And I'm thinking to myself, man, what in the heck is going on here? I mean, it was extremely unnerving. I was nervous a little bit. I'm thinking to myself, this doesn't make sense that FBI shows up at a traffic stop. I mean, really? Get a grip. And I'm thinking, man, I'm going to be late for my appointment, can't make a call, you know, the whole 9 yards. So what do they start talking about? The previous video I put out just the other day. Talking about, you know, a sandbox and all. And then, of course, they start talking to me about, you know, the founder of that network and all. I mean, like they knew him or something. It's very strange. And then the guy that was like this in the passenger side, in the front seat, he's looking at me, he's barking a bunch of nonsense. And the guy sitting next to me, he's barking a bunch of nonsense. I'm thinking to myself, you guys are so rude. I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. Because let me tell you something, I do not talk to the authorities without counsel. Not this guy, because I know better. Even though I know that I'm a citizen, I still have sovereign ideology. And I know my rights. You got me? And I know what not to do. You got me? So as I'm sitting here taking all this nonsense, Agent Na-Na-Na, the guy sitting right next to me with dark hair, he's got look like a navy blue suit with a tie with a bunch of bishops on it. He's really adamant that I make an apology. That I should have known better. And I'm thinking, man, this just doesn't make sense. Listen, and I told him, I said, listen. He goes, why did you put up that video? I said, what are you talking about, bud? What are you talking about? I'm a little channel. I'm not like, you know, Richie from Boston or Dabu 7. Not like they would know who he is, or they are. Alright? And the other guy that's going like this, you know, over the passenger side in the front seat, man, he's being really disrespectful. They're not yelling at me, but they're kind of raising their voice. You know what I mean? And then the guy that was on his phone, he comes over to the driver's side, and he puts his hands like in the window like this, and he's eyeballing me. He didn't say anything. So, again, Agent Na-Na-Na was really adamant about me making an apology. That I got it all wrong somehow. And again, I'm thinking to myself, what is going on here? Were you guys on the security detail for governmental... Oh, that's another thing they said. you're running your mouth about Governor Malloy. I didn't even say governor. I said then mayor. I never said governor. I didn't say that, but those are the facts, right? So then the guy that's on the outside, and he had his hands right like this on the driver's side, he opens up the door, and I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember exactly what he said, but something to the nature like, after you, in other words, for me to vacate the SUV. So I get out of the SUV, and then I walk over to the Littleton police officer that's sitting in his cruiser, and I walk over there to him, and I said, am I free to go? Because, you know, I didn't want to catch a 9, you know what I mean? Huh. He goes, yes, you're free to go. So I get my vehicle, man, I start it up, and I had like a really creepy feeling some bad stuff's going to go down. You just never know, right? And I just drove away. Unbelievable. I mean, really? Listen, I'm a little channel. I got, what do I got? 47,000 subscribers? The video that I put up just a couple of days ago has got a what? Not quite 5,000 views? What's the big deal? And seeing that Agent Na was so adamant that I make a public apology, well, you know what? I'm going to make a public apology right now. I sure am. So let me have a Parker moment and let me get in character, okay? Here we go. I hope you're watching, Agent Na. Hope you are. Okay, you ready? My name is Monograph, and I wanted to apologize to Agent Na. And I wanted to say that I'm sorry that you don't know what a breath mint is. I'm so sorry that you didn't, you know, have a tic-tac with you before you sat me down in the back seat in close quarters and started running your mouth to me. I'm sorry you didn't have a close encounter with a glass of mouthwash before you started raising your voice at me and carrying on and about. I'm sorry that you had some fettuccine with garlic. Hold the fettuccine. How's that? Is that a good enough apology? Yeah. Please, get a grip on yourself. I mean, truly, this is outrageous. Over a little bitty video that barely has 5,000 views. Unbelievable. But I tell you what, I want to tell you something right now. When I got home, you know what I did? I started digging a little bit further. Sure did. And you know what I found out? You know the father of the guy that was caught at Sandbox that day? You ain't gonna believe this. The photograph that I obtained of him standing next to then Mayor, I didn't say governor in the first video. I'll say it again. Then Mayor Malloy. That photograph was taken back in 2005 because that guy, Fred, got Employee of the Month, and he worked in the Human Resources Department. Now what's fascinating is in 2010, guess what? He was arrested and he was charged with embezzlement of, I believe, $300,000 or $400,000 from the state of Connecticut. He was also prosecuted and was to serve a 5-year prison term starting in 2010. But because it was a non-violent crime, it was expected that he would be out in 2.5 years, which would bring you to when? 2010, that would be 11, 2012, 6 months in, January, February, March, April, May, June. Right? Yeah, that's right. Some funny stuff going on. They always say follow the money, right? So it makes you wonder, why would it be that a PE teacher, a coach of another school, was at the scene at Sandbox? And there's made mention about let's say, gingerbread cookies, and the smell of sulfur, and pops. Excuse me, from what I read, the gingerbread cookies were not to be made until 2:30 in the afternoon, not at 9:30. See how that works? Something's goofed there, buddy. So, to Agent Na, the next time you talk to me, if you ever do again, make sure you have a close encounter with a big old glass of mouthwash, will you please? Because your breath was horrendous, for real. I mean, it's outrageous. I mean, I'm starting to think to myself, do I need to worry about walking outside my house and getting hit by a plane? Do I need to get worried that maybe, you know, they're going to find something in my vehicle and then put me in the clink for frickin' 180 years or something like that, or set me up for who knows what? Unreal, buddy. Unreal. By all means, especially if you're Agent Na, please chime in. I'm Monograph, and if you can't speak freely, you are simply not free. Have a good one.